You'll get yourself killed, I'm telling you.
Now, listen, that's why you ought to come along with me, Patrick. You can take care of me, boy.
Billy, that is a full-time job. I've already got one.
Oh, you better take some time off here, Patrick. You've been working too hard. I'll tell you what. You come to Santa Fe with me this weekend, I guarantee you. A rip-roaring time.
Just a nice little ride into Santa Fe, eh? Suppose we run into Victorio on those renegade Apaches.
Cavalry's probably already run him across the border by now.
All the Army's seen of them is a trail of burned ranches they've left behind them. Every road in the territory is closed. Eastbound stage is a day overdue.
All right. Well, can't say I didn't try.
You don't still figure on going.
Well, sure I'm going, Patrick. I promised Juan Otero I'd meet him in Santa Fe this weekend.
Juan Otero? Or his daughter?
Oh, come on. You know better than that.
Billy, I tell you what. You wait a few days, I'll ride with you. I've got to stick around here till we get some word about that stage. It's carrying some Army wives and their kids. Once they get here...
Oh, that's all right, Patrick. You know me. I never break a promise to a friend. So I'll see you around.
Who's in there?
Show yourself. I'm sorry I didn't expect you so soon. They'll calm down in a minute. The shotgun frightened them.
Yeah, well, it sort of riled me too, man.
Oh, I am sorry. I could have killed you.
Yeah, well, you didn't.
Mr. Marlowe got through safe. Well, we were all so worried. Where are the others?
Well, there ain't any others, ma'am. I just happened to ride in here. I didn't see you, Mr. Marlowe. What's going on around here? Where's the army and the soldiers?
Mr. Marlowe said the Army abandoned this fort 6 months ago.
Well, who's this fella, Marlowe?
Stagecoach driver.
Oh, you're the Army wives on the eastbound stage.
The stage was attacked a few miles back. It was about 3 days ago. Well, I'm Mrs. Thomas. This is Mrs. Baines and Miss Martin.
Oh, yeah. My name's Billy Bonney.
Your arm.
A bullet passed through the flesh. I think it's clotted over now, sorry.
Well, sit down. We'll bandage it for you.
Yeah.
Martha, my white petticoat. We were traveling east from Fort Buchanan.
What, Arizona?
There were 2 other men besides Mr. Marlowe. They were killed fighting off the Apache attack. If it hadn't been for them, he never could have kept the horses running and gotten away.
How'd you manage to get here?
Mr. Marlowe went off and left us here by ourselves. He figured they'd be watching for the coach, so he said he'd abandon it a few miles from here, get off the road, and try to go for help on foot. If it hadn't been for the children and...
Me in this condition.
Well, we never would have made it on foot. At least we could have tried. Would have been a lot better than sitting around here worrying ourselves sick. What's wrong?
Well, I didn't know you ladies were here. See, I got this thing in a brush with some Apaches myself. I know they're trailing me right now, right to here, see. I could try to ride on out now, chance leading them away from here, but what if they took it in their heads to search this fort for me?
Just seeing a man's face, I don't think we'd care if the whole Apache tribe was following you.
Yeah. Well, it's a renegade band from across the Mexican border. I think it's led by a fellow called Victorio. If it is, there's maybe about 25 to 50 of them around here now.
Victorio? My husband said he's as bad as Geronimo.
Yeah, they come across the border in our country. They steal and they kill and they burn. They grab anything in sight and then they run back across the border before our cavalry can catch up with them.
Mr. Barney, you could lead us into town. We could keep up. Why, you could manage, couldn't you, Martha?
Oh, ma'am, I couldn't anymore. Lead you ladies across these mountains now, you young'uns, and I could have brass band. I think our best bet just to hope, pray, and Mr. Marlowe makes it into Lincoln. Because if he does, Pat Garrett get out here very fast. We got a fort here, ladies. So why don't we look around and see how we can defend ourselves?
Martha, will you look after my Julie? I'll see if I can help Mr. Barney.
Those hinges are busted. Looks to me like the wood's rotted out around. They won't be able to fix it.
Well, couldn't we just drag it shut? Maybe your horse could...
No, I don't think so. I think the wood's rotted so badly it just break off. Fall down.
Well, then we'll have to leave here, won't we? We can't very well defend it this way.
I don't know. Might not be so bad. See if the Apaches show up. See this gate open here. This is the way they're going to try to get in the fort. As long as they stick to trying to get in through this gate, all I got to do is concentrate right here, see?
Mr. Barney, my husband is a captain, and I know a little something about military tactics. An open main gate.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I happen to know a little something about Apaches, and I've never seen one yet that likes hard work well enough to climb a wall like this when this gate's open.
Then you insist on staying here?
Well, ma'am, I don't know any other way.
I'm sorry. I've never seen her like this before.
When'd you leave Fort Buchanan?
Army orders. The regiment was moving on Geronimo. All dependents were ordered east. We were the last.
Well, the first thing we got to do is put a watch on this gate here. No sense trying to use that guard tower. It'd make too good a target.
You look worn out. Let me stand watch while you get some rest.
Yeah, that's probably best. About 2 hours till sundown, and I'll take over for the night. How many shells you got left with that shotgun?
4 left.
That all? You got any other gun? Well, I got this pistol here. I got a carbine on my pony saddle there. I got a few shells for the carbine and what's left in my belt for this pistol. You better take this. And tell the others to wake me by sundown. You're shaking. You better let me take this first watch.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to worry you. I've tried not to let Martha and Lou Bell know I was frightened.
Oh, that's all right. Anyone would do that. I mean, it's a perfectly natural thing.
My mother was an army wife. I remember when I first married. She told me that a soldier's wife is so alone and frightened every time her husband leaves her. But she has to learn to hide it from it, to be able to smile at him. Well, I've been doing that for some years now. This is no different. I'll be fine.
All right. can't.
Now, there's no use arguing. My baby and me are much safer out there in that country than we are pinned up in here. And I can handle a gun good as any man.
I'm going to bunk down in here till sundown. You stand here with the rest of us.
You can't stop me.
You'll frighten the babies.
All right. Tell you what, you go right ahead. If you want to wind up squaw to some Apache buck you growed up, I can't stop you. But that baby of yours ain't paying for your lack of sense. He stays.
You got no say on that.
Situation being what it is right now, I reckon I got all the say, wouldn't you say that? I'll tell you something else. I ain't got much use for strong-willed women who can't hear straight. But little children, now, that's something else. I reckon everybody has to look out for them, no matter who they belong to, wouldn't you say? Is your baby here?
Ms. Thomas.
Oh, yeah. He's a cute little fella. You a boy? Hi, how are you? Huh? What's his name?
Jeff. Jeffrey Beauregard Martin IV.
Them Apaches would take you for a squaw man, but they ain't got much use for babies holding them back on the trail. You know what they do to him? So you stay. I'll see to it that none of them Apaches get hold of any of you. One way or another, I'll see to it.
I'm sorry. You're right, of course. It's the children that count. But, Mr. Bonnie, you've got a horse. You could get through to town. Take the children with you. You can manage them. We'll defend ourselves. It's the children that count.
What about her child? So we stay. Right here, all of us.
Sorry, Martha. Mr. Bonnie, if you don't mind, it's about time Jeff was fed.
All right, go right ahead. Oh, yeah. Well, excuse me, I'll bunk down in the back bedroom. Uh-oh. You ready to know what's in these bags here? Yeah. Well, we gotta haul these things out of here fast, see? You know what that is? Old black gunpowder. Almost anything to set that stuff off. Oh, sure picked myself a good pellet, didn't I?
They're here. I didn't see them till they were almost at the gate.
How many?
3.
He's gone for others.
You shouldn't be out here.
I wanted to get some air. Beth and Lou Bell have been busy moving those gunpowder bags outside.
You waited kind of long to head east, didn't you? I mean, having a baby and all.
It's due in another 2 weeks. I figured to leave long ago, but John, that's my husband, he was wounded on a patrol. He was in a hospital, and I wouldn't leave him, and he couldn't be moved. So, I stayed till he died.
I'm sorry.
I'm praying for a boy. He'll be named John. If it's a girl, I don't know. I just can't seem to think of a name. We don't have ammunition to stand off a real attack, do we?
No, we're kind of low.
I was wondering, that gunpowder, is there any way to reload with it, use it somehow?
I've been thinking about that, what we could do with it, but... You see, to reload cartridges, you need lead for the bullets. There ain't a scrap of lead in this whole fort. I checked.
Well, there's still the chance Mr. Marlowe's on his way with help.
Found him outside of town, half out his head. I can't make sense of what he's been saying.
That's Josh Marlowe. He was driving the eastbound stage. Let's get him in here.
Good morning, ladies. Time to get up. Mrs. Baines, could you stand watch for me, please?
Well, she's in no condition to go out there. I'll do it.
Now, I'm going to need you, and I'm going to need Mrs. Martin. And could you feed your babies just as quickly as you can, please, and come on outside because we ain't got much time left.
What are you doing?
You want to give me a hand here? Help me lift this thing up? I just got to make it real slow. Be careful.
Well, whatever for?
Remember that old black powder over there? I was thinking maybe we could get that barrel lifted on this thing here. We just might be able to make ourselves a cannon. Apaches hate the sight of them. I ain't never seen an Apache who wouldn't run from cannon fire. Up! Now I've got to find something to strap this thing down with. Maybe some rope, some wire I can find around here. Maybe some old leather. You ladies want to do me a favor? You want to look around here and gather up all the scrap metal you can find? All the old scrap metal and bring in the pile right over here.
What's that for?
Well, I looked around here earlier today. There ain't no cannonballs around the fort. This won't be the first time old scrap iron has been fired through one of these muzzle loaders.
Are you sure that'll hold? That the barrel won't just fly right out?
Thought about that this morning. When I first got the idea. They've been decided against using it one time.
If the Army abandoned this, there must have been something wrong with it.
There's a lot of reasons against using this thing. A lot of them, but there's one better in favor of it. I think it's the only chance we got.
But it takes 3 men in the Army to load and fire one of these.
Yes, ma'am. Sure hope you ladies watch close when they fired them salute cannons in the Army post.
You plan for us to help fire this?
That's right. You, Mrs. Thomas here, and Mrs. Baines.
What about you?
Well, if the Apaches show up, I'm going to take over the gate, and I'll hold them off just as long as I possibly can. But if they get past me, I want you to fire just as soon as you see them come through that gate, you understand?
And blow ourselves up.
That's right, Mrs. Martin. If this cannon works, it could just drive those Indians off. And if it blows up here, it'll save me using these things right here. You understand? I'm sorry I can't man this cannon and guard the gate at the same time. We just can't do it. I'll teach you all I know about firing this thing.
I've seen plenty of cannons fired. I'll take charge of this one. No, Beth. Well, I still don't like it, but there's nothing else to do. We might as well do this right.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll take charge of the gun crew. Military protocol. My husband outranks Beth's. He's in the artillery anyway. We'll bring the children out here with us in case we have to fire.
No, ma'am, I don't think you
I am not leaving my baby for them.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you how to handle this thing.
I know all about these weapons, Mr. Bunny. They are most all my husband ever talks about. Now, you just send Miss Baines back here and we'll start practicing. We'll swab this out and try loading it a few times. And don't you wait at that gate to get killed. If too many of them savages come at you, you just get out of the way. Give us a chance to see what happens with this old blunderbuss.
Here they come. About time you got here, Patrick.
You meet up with the army? I heard cannon shots.
Oh, that's my private artillery. Fact is, you might call it my female artillery.
Huh?
Come here. Look at me.
I'm sorry the baby was early. I'm in awful lot of trouble.
Ah, don't you worry about that.
Are you sure Mr. Marlowe's all right?
Uh-huh. He'll be fine in a couple of days. He tried to ride back with us, but he wasn't up to it. We'll camp here tonight and ride into town tomorrow.
Well, isn't that awfully soon for her to travel? We can wait.
No need to. We'll take it easy with it. You riding back to Lincoln?
Yeah, one probably gave up waiting for me.
One.
Yeah.
The ladies tell me you're quite a hero.
Me? They're the ones that fired that cannon, Patrick. Had a baby besides.
Billy, I wish you'd let me help.
Well, it's all of it, Sue. I think your daddy has the rest of it inside there.
You're making me a lady before my time.
What do you think a fine lady would want for her birthday?
How did you know about that? Papa tell you?
Oh, I forget the other sack of flour?
No, sir, Mr. Wiley. I loaded it under the keg there.
Oh. I guess that's about it.
Yeah.
Billy, I'm mighty grateful for everything you've done to help us get settled in.
Oh, I ain't done nothing.
Well, if you're going back to Tunnels this afternoon, why don't you stop by our place on the way?
Well, I'd like to. I'd like to very much. Oh, say, I'd like for you folks to meet a friend of mine. Excuse me just a minute. Patrick, listen, I got some folks up here I'd like for you to meet.
You mean that pretty little girl in the buckboard?
Yeah.
I stayed clear because I didn't want to bust up the romance.
Oh, you know me better than that, boy. No, they tell me I'm the big brother type. No, I just want you to meet her and her pa. They moved into this house up here in the hills, you know, the old Sanders place behind Tundles. I was getting some cattle off the land the other day, and we just sort of got acquainted.
You just sort of.
Yeah. They seem a little down and out on their luck now. I was thinking maybe, well, you're the sheriff, you know. You could tell them hello, make them feel welcome in these parts.
Anything you say, big brother.
Mr. Wiley, I'd like to meet a good friend of mine, the sheriff here, Pat Garrett. Patrick, this is Mr. Ben Wiley and his daughter, Sue.
Welcome to Lincoln, Mr. Wiley.
Nice meeting you, Sheriff. Well, I guess we better get going. My Sarah will be worrying. Sheriff, Billy, come out and see us soon. You're always welcome. Get up.
She's kind of shy, I think. She's getting over it. Her ma's a real good-looking woman, Patrick. They're nice folks, all of them. Listen, Patrick, what,
Patrick, watch out!
Anything wrong, Pat? You haven't said a word in most an hour. Well, you've been fidgeting around, trying to keep busy.
Did you fix that broken window out back?
I clean forgot, Pat. I'll get to it.
Andy, you might try a little less talk and a little more work, huh?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you sure rolled out of the hay on the wrong side today, didn't you, boy?
I don't need any comments from you, Billy.
Well, don't shoot me. I give up.
Sorry I snapped at you, Andy. I'm going out for a while.
All right, with you. Been eating at you, Patrick. You ain't acting right. What's the matter?
I guess you're not very thirsty.
I brought this little gift to Sue. Patrick, that's why I'm here. Why are you here? It has something to do with Ben Wiley, doesn't it? I want to know.
There's something I have to find out. I have to be sure of.
You sure of what?
Nothing to do with you, Billy.
Well, these folks are friends of mine, too, Patrick. Now, if it's because Ben Wiley's wanted for some,
Now, I hope you haven't gone and brought us something else. I see something suspicious in your hand.
Here, let me take that for you, ma'am. Here, you want to hold this, Patrick? Mrs. Wiley, I'd like for you to meet a friend of mine. This is, Sheriff Pat Garrett. Patrick, this is Mrs. Ben Wiley.
Pleasure to meet you, Sheriff.
Ma'am?
I, brought a little scarf out here for Sue. It's all different kinds of colors. If you could, put it around in the morning so she could find it for her birthday.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, Billy. Supper's almost on the table. Why don't you two join us?
I don't think so. Not tonight, Mrs. Wiley, but thank you very much anyway.
It'd be our pleasure.
I'd like to, Mrs. Wiley. We'll stay for supper. Be nice to taste some home cooking for a change.
Sue?
Sheriff? Hi, Billy.
We got guests for dinner, Ben.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Well, come on in. Make yourselves to home.
There's more dumplings. Sheriff? If you can find room.
No, thank you, Mrs. Wiley.
If you don't mind, Mrs. Wiley, I think I'll stretch a little bit. Sure was a fine meal you fixed for us. Best yet.
You'll excuse me. I got some work to do in the barn. See to it that your horses get a good feed.
More coffee, Sheriff.
Thank you, no.
May I be excused, Mama? I want to show Billy my collection of stones.
Of course, honey.
I've got almost 100, each one different. Most of them from up Montana way. Come on, Billy.
You sure there isn't anything else I can offer you?
No, ma'am, no. You're a fine cook, Mrs. Wiley. Your husband is a very fortunate man.
Thank you. You didn't eat very much, though.
A rolling stone.
What's that?
Your husband. From what Sue tells me, you've done your share of packing up and moving on.
Oh, I guess we have. It's kind of restless, Ben Wiley. But then I guess most men are. Isn't that so, Sheriff?
Yeah. I've done my share of wandering.
Always looking for something better over the next hill. I guess it started the day we were married, after the war. Lord, the years fly.
And he was in the war.
He always used to say, we'll find our land, Sarah. And when we do, we'll know it. I just pray he'll know it now and put down roots here, right here.
Union Army?
I'm sorry?
Was he in the Union Army?
Oh, yes, we're from Ohio, a little town near...
Was he ever a prisoner? Bell Island? Richmond?
Ben never talks about the war, Sheriff. It's over and done with.
For some people, Mrs. Wiley, it'll never be over and done with. He's been on that barn a long time.
He's making a birthday present for Sue.
Maybe you could use some help.
Sheriff? Did anything happen to you in the war?
No. Not to me.
making this for my daughter. Her mom's giving her a little mirror. I'll give her this table, place to put her things. Put the mirror there and all her things. Girl gets to be 16. She needs a little place for things. Call her home. What's the matter, Sheriff? What do you want with me? You've been staring at me ever since we met. Just staring at me, trying to place my face. Who do you think I am? Some outlaw? Some face on a wanted poster? 'Cause you're wrong. But I'll tell you what. You take me into town, you put me in your jail, and let's get this thing cleared up. 'Cause soon enough you're going to find out I'm not the man you think I am.
It's nothing to do with outlaws or wanted posters.
Then what? What do you want?
I'm looking for a man called Slat. 18 years ago. Bell Island prison camp, St. James River. All of us freezing, starving, desperate.
What are you talking about?
6 of us planned an escape at night. Break through a cordon of sleepy guards, make for the river. 6 of us, all scared, all kids. 6 of us and 1 coward. One who lost his nerve, told the commandant. Traded freedom for all of us for a slab of salt pork. You remember? Can you remember that far back? Slat?
I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't.
Slat, the stringy kid, never said much, just stared at you. I'll never forget those eyes. Your eyes, Slat. Patrick! If you're not him, why do I see that look in your eye? The fear.
Anybody be scared if some wild-eyed sheriff was staring at him all the time?
I'm sorry, Mr. Wiley. I never seen Patrick like that before. He, made a mistake. Sorry.
Thought you dropped to the bottom of the world. Where you been?
You can go on home now, Andy.
Night, Pat.
Huh?
Billy, what do you say, Andy? You've been riding like the wind, boy. I couldn't catch up with you. You kind of spooked Ben Wiley. There must have been a better way of proving he wasn't your man, Patrick.
I know he isn't. His word against what I feel.
Patrick, what is it? You're going against everything you believe in. I mean, the law here, everything. Now, if it was me acting that way instead of you, I could understand that. But you...
I don't want to talk about it, Billy.
You can be dead wrong, you know, about Wiley. Why don't you just stop and think, Patrick? Don't let your feelings run away with you. Just about what you'd tell me if I was the one with blood in his eye.
Billy, I can't help how I feel. Maybe it's wrong, but I can't help it.
What are you going to do?
Wait and watch. Watch Ben Wiley. If he runs, then I'll know he's the one.
Tomorrow's her birthday, Sarah. I didn't finish the table yet.
It's all right, Ben.
I don't want Sue to know why I'm doing it.
She won't.
I've got to, Sarah. You know that. I can't help myself.
I know.
I just can't stand to face that man again. I've got to run, Sarah. Tonight. Right now.
Startled me.
I'm sorry.
Didn't knock.
I said I was sorry. Well, maybe that can be mended.
It's all right.
Where is he? Your husband?
Needed an extra yard of oilcloth for that little table he's making for Sue. He went into the dry goods to get it.
When's he coming back?
Soon, if he doesn't get held up. Would you like some breakfast? I have some cornbread left.
No, thanks. I've eaten.
Well, at least have a cup of coffee. I was just about to have some.
Where's your daughter?
She's out in back of the barn, putting down a vegetable garden. Putting down roots. Sit down, please. Glad you came by. It's nice to have somebody to talk to. A woman gets lonely sometimes. Is that coffee too hot? Could I get you something?
They have a bedroll, some trail things hanging right there last night. Where are they? All his clothes gone.
Yes, he's gone. He's far away now. He's safe. You'll never find him.
I think I will.
Why? Why do you have to?
Because I do?
Isn't there anything that can make you forget whatever it is you can't forget?
No.
I'd do anything if you just let him be.
Anything to save the likes of him? You're much too good a woman for that. How can you feel the way you do about him when he's brought you nothing but pack up and move on, no home, nothing?
Yes, I have been unhappy sometimes. He has brought that into my life. But so much more than that. Love. Love, Mr. Garrett. He's brought love to me. Can't sleep beside a man for 17 years and not know what kind of a man he is. He's good, Mr. Garrett. Ben Wiley's good and kind. And I love him. Please.
I'm going to find him.
I won't let you go after him. I know how to use this.
Sue,
He's going to go after my pa.
you let me have that, Sue.
I've got to stop him.
That's not the way. You want to give it to me? Hmm? Come on. You go on back to the cabin. It's going to be all right. I promise you, it's going to be all right. You want to come on back to town with me, Patrick?
I wish I could, Billy. I wish I could just turn my back and forget that I ever saw Ben Wiley, but I can't.
Patrick, what you doing?
I know what I'm doing. It's something I can't excuse or explain, but I can't stop myself. Billy, wearing this, you know what it means to me.
Patrick.
And if I go after him like this for revenge, I'm not a lawman. I'll never be a lawman again, I know that. Leave it back in Lincoln for me.
I'm not going to let you do it, Patrick.
You want to stop me, you're going to have to use that.
Well, you're going to have to tell me, Patrick. I want to know how a man deserves killing after 18 years. That's a long time, boy. Even if Ben Wiley did turn you in back at Belle Isle.
Can't you understand? There's no law that can make him pay. Only me. What I remember, what I swore to do.
Well, why, Patrick? I mean, why does a man have to pay? I mean, why does a man have to pay for being scared and cold and hungry? Ain't you ever been like that? All right, he did a terrible thing. But a man can change, Patrick. I mean, can't you forgive a man in 18 years?
No, I'll never forget what Ben Wiley did. Not in 18 years, not ever. Because I can't forget Jimmy. He was more than a brother. He saved my hide at Antietam. He'd have been alive today if... We had to break out of there. But the guards knew they were waiting for us. We ran, we made it to the river. In another second, we would have been safe. I thought he had just tripped in the dark. I started to pick him up. We were right there by the river, safe in the dark. And I heard that sound he was making in his throat, begging me not to touch him. I could feel a hole in him. The life was pouring out of him right into my hands. He was gone before I could even say a prayer. And I swore then, holding him, dead in my arms. I swore to find, slap, and kill him. I swore that to a dead boy. It's a debt of honor, Billy. I don't have any choice.
I don't think he'd hold you to your word, Patrick. I think he'd understand that you're a different man after all these years.
Billy!
Well, look, maybe you feel guilty, Patrick. Did you ever think about that? I mean, you planned this whole escape, didn't you? And then something went wrong, and then this Jimmy was killed. Well, maybe, just maybe, you want to kill Ben Wiley to ease your own pain, Patrick. Your own guilt. That could be. You better think about that.
Billy, take your hands off those reins.
Oh, Ben, why did you come back?
I just couldn't leave. My life is here with you and my daughter. I'm the man you want, Sheriff. The one from the war.
No, I was wrong. Man I thought I was looking for was a coward. No, not him. He must have died back there, Belle Isle prison.
We'll hold up here, girl. I reckon it's as good a place as any. You get up on that table, child.
Whiskey. Little red eye.
You gents like what you see? Yeah, all the way around, child. My girl, she is. Come to this fair town to find herself a man. A marrying man. And seeing that you all seem to be decent sort of folk, why, whichever of you's got the most to offer, you can have her.
Hello, Billy. Something wrong?
Yeah, listen, Patrick, have you ever thought about getting married?
Are you proposing?
Oh, come on now, listen, I'm serious. Now, if a girl wants to get married, see, she got her rights, ain't she? I mean, she can say no or yes, or she can make up her own mind. Pick the fella she wants, I mean.
Well, if she didn't, civilization would be set back a few thousand years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Good. Now that you know what you're talking about, would you mind explaining it to me?
Yeah, come on. Well, the black haze is something you ought to see over here. It's over there, Mr. Lewis.
Strong, she is. Good arms. Do a day's work and then some.
I give 50 cents. She a good worker, you say?
Real good. Do chores. Cook your grub.
Hey, Frank, you already got 7 kids.
Well, I know it.
Nah, mister, if you already got a woman.
She wore down about 6 months ago. Left me with a whole brood, she did. She handle young'uns?
Yeah. She can learn. Ain't nothing she can't do. She sets her mind to it.
All right, she can get down off that table now. Come on. Come on.
Nah, just a doggone minute here, Sheriff.
Who are you?
Naphac. Samuel Joshua Naphac.
Now, Mr. Naphac, is this your idea of a joke or something, coming in here and bargaining off your daughter?
Bargain? Well, what do you mean? I'm trying to get her married.
Sure, for a price.
Well, I am not. I'm only asking what's due me as a father.
As a father?
Well, she's a growed woman now. I done what I could by her and for her. Poor motherless thing. All I'm asking is whoever takes her sort of makes it up to me.
Outside. Oh, wait a minute, Garrett. I'll take her. As is, she can help me with the young one. How about $20? That's just about the price of 7 pairs of shoes, Frank. Well, young'uns need a mother more than they do shoes.
You got a deal.
You take that money, I'll lock you up.
Well, what for?
I'm just telling you. Well, ain't you going to listen to what she has to say?
Speak your mind, child.
Well, it ain't my place to say what's right and what's wrong. Young folks, they've got to have respect. They owes it to do what they's told.
But do you realize what he's telling you to do?
Of course she does. You can see I give her proper learning, respect. She knows it ain't her place to go again my wishes.
Well, it's my place. Come on, I said I'd take her. Oh, sure you will. Put her behind a plow, work her to death. Sooner or later, you'll see her into her grave, just as you've done before. Now, you ain't got no cause to say that. Frank, I'm telling you to stay out of this, or I'll put you in jail for interfering with a law officer. The fine will be $20. Well, that's shoe money. And go out and buy those shoes. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that.
Doggone, that's the first offer she ever had.
You try selling that girl in this town again, I'll lock you up on every charge in the book.
Oh, now, I ain't one to argue with the law, Sheriff. That's the way you feel about it. Why, we won't be staying around here. Come on, girl.
Where are you taking her?
Another town.
To sell her?
I told you, Sheriff, I'm only trying to get my gal a fitting husband.
How old are you, miss?
Miss?
That's what town folk call young gals. She's 17 years.
All right, she's not of age, so legally I can't stop you from taking her out of town.
That's what I figured.
But let me tell you this, young lady. I appreciate the respect you'll have for your father. But when it comes to marriage, you're entitled to think for yourself, make up your own mind. Do you understand that? You do what you want to do. He can't force you to marry anyone. It's your right to decide for yourself.
Can we go?
Yeah.
Fine thing when the law starts turning young'uns against their own folks.
You know dang well he's going to sell her off first town he hits.
And I can only bend the law so far, Billy. There's nothing that covers this, or I'd throw that old reprobate in a lockup for the rest of his life.
I forgot my gun.
Good morning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How'd you get in here?
Oh, I broke a window in the back. Oh, I'll pay you for it, though. I ain't got no money, but I just didn't have no other place to go.
Well, where's your father?
I left him. Last night, he started drinking, and I started to thinking about what you said, about me having a mind of my own, so I just left him.
So you, left him just like that, huh?
Well, you said that was all right. I mean, you said that I was entitled to make up my own mind, so I did.
Yes, but I was talking... Come over here and sit down. Go ahead. Sit down. Yesterday I was talking about getting married, about picking a mate for yourself.
Well,
You're not thinking about me.
oh, I gave it a little thought. I didn't decide, because that other fella, he's kind of nice, too. The one you call Billy.
You mean you came back here because...
I come back because you're the only people what ever took an interest in me and showed some feeling.
Where do you come from? Do you have any other people anywhere?
I have a sister up to Colorado, a place called Trinidad. She lives on a ranch. Oh, it's a real nice ranch, too. She's doing real well.
Do you ever see her?
No. She wanted me to come up there and live with her, though, when my ma died. But Pa, he said that she was just a little too high-fluting for the likes of us. She even took herself to getting learning. And I reckon that's what my pa don't like, is that learning. That's something, he says, that you get by doing.
Tell me a little more about your pa.
Well, my ma died. And my pa, he took me up to the Wind River country and figured that he'd make a stake out there shooting the buffalo. Taught me how to skin 'em. I reckon I'm about the best girl skinner there is.
I'll bet you are.
But I reckon that's about all he learned me. And the buffalo, you know, they's almost all gone now. And my pa, he wants to get rid of me, too, now. Say, how come you want to know so much about me, asking about my sister and all?
Nothing. We'll talk about it later. Have you had any breakfast?
Oh, no, I ain't ate since yesterday.
Well, we'll get you something to eat, and then we'll decide what to do with you. Now, tell me, do you always sleep on the floor?
Oh, well, I didn't want to dirty up all your nice things.
I was hungry.
So I see.
Well, that was real nice. Now, whatever it cost you, I'll pay you back.
Mary Susan, I thought you didn't have any money.
Oh, well, I'll get some. I gotta go to work, maybe cleaning up someplace, like saloon.
What if your father comes looking for you?
Well, what if he does? Oh, you won't let him take me back, will you?
Well, Mary Susan, I'm afraid there's not much I can do about it. You see, you're still a minor, and I can't find a law in the books to solve your problem.
Oh, but I want to stay here with you.
Mary Susan, this sister of yours in Colorado, you said that she wanted you to come and live with her. Then I think that's what you'd better do.
Oh, but I thought that you and me...
No, I'm afraid not.
Well, there's Billy.
Yes, there is Billy, but I know Billy, and I also know he is not about to let himself get tied down.
Well, ain't I good enough for neither of you? Just 'cause I don't happen to know very much, or 'cause I don't eat my victuals to suit you?
Now, Mary Susan, I told you had a right to make up your own mind, but if you're going to think for yourself, there are a few things you'll have to learn. And the first is that, well, there's a lot more to marriage than wanting the first man who treats you decent.
Dumb as I am, nobody ain't gonna want me. Except that fella with all them kids. Now, somebody like that.
Oh, come on. You don't have to get married right away. You've got lots of time to learn. Time to become a lady that any man would want.
Oh, no. Just ain't no use. Look at me.
That can be changed. You can change.
How?
The Denver coach comes through here this afternoon. You're going to be on it for Trinidad and your sisters. That's one way. Another way is you're going to take a bath. A bath, soap, tub full of hot water.
Tub full of water? We ain't never had enough to drink, let alone dirty it all up.
Well, I've got a tub right in here. I'll go heat the water, and while you're learning what a bath is, I'll see if we can't do something about those.
Oh, well, these is all I got.
Well, just as soon as you're ready to step into the tub, you throw these clothes right outside the door.
A little tuck around the waist, pull it up in front. I think it'll fit you just fine, Patrick.
I'm busy, Billy. I'll see you later. I'll take it. It's just fine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Let's see, your hair, I'd say blue, Patrick. Sort of matches your eyes.
You get out of here.
No, I can't. I got to do some shopping here myself. Now, let's see. What's this? What do you think, Patrick?
Billy, will you put that thing down?
Wait a minute. A lady can't lose her temper in public. What do you...
Look, if you say one word about this...
No, I'm not going to. Listen, I won't say anything, I promise. If you tell me what you're doing...
Here's your package, Sheriff.
Thanks. I'll need some shoes, too.
When do you stop wearing boots?
Billy, they're for her.
Her who?
Mary Susan Navek.
Oh, her. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Mr. Garrett! Mr. Garrett!
You mean she slipped on the floor?
Yeah, that's right. I found her this one. Uh-oh. Billy. Billy, buy yourself a beer. On me. Let me know what they're up to, huh? Make your mark. $20 even.
She's yours. And none too soon. Why, that sheriff stealing her and keeping her for himself without even paying me? Hey, you got a good woman. You take care of her.
Oh, I will.
Let's drink to that.
Patrick, I thought you told me there wasn't any law.
Well, maybe there's one I forgot. All I gotta do is find it.
Yeah, but he's still her pa, and she ain't of age. I tell you better come up with something quick before they get here. Because if you don't, it just might be I'll have to make little Mary Susan an orphan.
Better idea might be to make her a bride. That way her father would have no control over her.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Patrick. I appreciate that, but you ain't marrying me off. Well, what do you know?
Do I look all right?
Yeah, you sure do. Maybe I changed my mind, Patrick.
You look just fine, Mary Susan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
That's all right.
Was you reading?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a law. A law to protect you. Billy, go take a look, see if anything's happening out there.
Did you find one?
No, not yet.
Reading. Is it very hard?
No, once you learn.
My pa, he never gave me a chance. But I heard people say what's in books, and they say if there's anything you want to know, you can just find it right there in a book. Oh, I know what that is. Them's pictures. Pictures I know. And that is the Constitution of the United States. Now, I've seen that once on a store wall.
Mary Susan, you look just fine.
Here they come.
What's the matter?
It's your father.
Oh, now how'd he find me?
Now, don't worry, I'll take care of everything.
Mary Susan, you come out of there.
What?
Oh, no.
All right, I'll be right behind you.
I have to come after you. I come for my gal, Sheriff. I got my rights as a father. Mary Susan?
That's her.
What did you do to my gal?
Well, she's had a bath. And some new clothes, that's all. Well, now, what is it you wanted?
Oh, he don't want nothing. I do. I got a paper here in my pocket says she's going to marry me. Paid for, I did. $20 for dowry.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, in fact, let me ask you something. You feel real proud of yourself if you turn this girl over to him, won't you? See her slaving away day after day, deprived of her rights? For $20.
I got my rights as a father.
That's right. We made a deal.
All right, you asked for it, both of you. You know what this is? This is a law book, and in it is the Constitution of the United States, its amendments, the Bill of Rights.
So?
Well, if either one of you had ever read it, you'd know that what you're doing is called involuntary servitude, and it's prohibited by the 13th Amendment. Exchanging money for the services of a person or persons against their will. And it's punishable by terms of up to 30 years. 30 years strikes me as a nice, round figure.
Now, you better give me my money back. Ain't no woman worth that. Now, come on, give me it.
Well, how do you know what he says is true?
It's the Constitution. I ain't going to argue with that. Come on, give me.
More money than I ever seen before.
In fact, I'm sending the girl to her sister where she'll get a decent upbringing. You got any objection?
You can't deprive me of my flesh and blood. If I can't get a little dowry money for marrying her off, why, might as well keep her around. Save me skinning what buffalo I find.
Mr. Nayfank, maybe you don't understand me. I've got witnesses that you sold Mary Susan, which could get you up to 30 years. Now, do I charge you with involuntary servitude, or does Mary Susan go to your sister?
You give me $5, Sheriff. You do what you want with her.
30 years.
$1?
Nayfank!
Don't fly off now. You do whatever you want. No sense arguing with the Constitution. You're the only decent fella in this whole town. Maybe you'd buy a poor old man a drink. Come on.
Well, that's some book you got there, Patrick. Might like to read it sometime. Hi, Patrick. I was just telling Mary Susan here goodbye.
I ain't so sure I want to leave now.
And I already bought your ticket. Now get on board.
Oh. Well, I ain't never been nowhere by myself.
Yeah, maybe I ought to ride along with her a little piece to sort of look out after her.
Tilly, you stay right here. Her sister's meeting her at the Denver station.
Oh, goodbye. I'll write you both when I learn how.
You write your paw too, gal. I come to say goodbye. I've been thinking this over. Could be it's all for the best. Up there with Betty June. You get yourself some learning, and might be you'd marry up with a rich fella. And maybe he wouldn't mind if your old daddy come to live with you for a spell.
Pa, and now I'm starting in to think for myself now. And I think that if ever I did marry up rich, that I would enjoy you staying with me and my rich husband for a spell. But I also think you ought to take a bath and get some fitting clothes and learn to eat proper like. Now, that's what I think.
Ungrateful whelp.
All right, Charlie, hit it.
That's better. When I finish this one, I'm going to hand me another one.
Senor, I have told you to leave. It is past closing time.
Closing time when I say it's closing time. You understand?
Si, senor.
Where's that girl of yours? I told you I'm hungry as a coyote. She'd better bring me my supper and bring it quick.
Un momento. Relax, senor. She will be here at any moment.
Listen, you. Nobody turns Archie Keogh out in the cold without a last drink and a morsel of food. Don't you forget it. Just playing a little joke. Meant no harm to the old man. Can a man play a prank when he's a little drunk?
You can remember how funny it was in one of my cells.
I only want him to leave. I will press no charges.
What's your name? What's your name?
Archie. Archibald Keogh. There's no middle name, sir. At present, I'm hungry, out of work, and at your mercy.
For disturbing the peace, $5 or 3 days in jail.
I have no money, none at all.
3 days in jail. Come on.
If I get fed tonight, I'm hungry, Sheriff. I'm really
You'll
hungry.
get fed in the morning.
Muchas gracias, senor Garrett.
All right, in you go.
Isn't there some way I could shorten my jail stay, Sheriff? I'd even work. I'll scrub floors.
All right, Keogh, upstairs.
Keogh. Archie Keogh?
Huh? Billy Bonney, Bill Antron's boy.
Last time I seen you, you were playing Santa Claus with a bunch of kids up at Silver City, remember? My mom's boarding house. I was 12 years old last time I seen you, Keogh. He was my stepfather's best friend, Patrick.
Yeah, you haven't changed much. I knew you right away. Don't tell me you're a friend of the sheriff's, too.
You might call it that.
He got me in for being a little drunk and threatening Rompero to feed me. I never meant the old man any harm, Sheriff. I never hurt anybody in my whole life.
You ain't lying there, Patrick.
How would you know? All right,
It's $5 to get me free, Billy boy. Remember when I pulled your first tooth?
Yeah, and I trusted you more than anyone else to pull it.
Just as close as your pa. He was a great man, Billy. A great man.
Look, Patrick, as long as he didn't do any real harm to Ron Perro, why don't you let me pay his fine? You let him go, and I'll just pay the damages.
Billy, $5 is a lot of money.
Not for a friend of my steppa's, Patrick.
Thank you kindly, Billy. You too, Sheriff.
Come on, Keo, let's go get something to eat out of tunnels while working. Patrick, you want to give him my gun?
Yeah, you owe me another $1 for this checker game.
Yeah, what color you playing, Billy?
I was playing the Reds.
Then you don't have to hand over the game that easy, son. No sirree. Not if you move right there. Then he's going to have to jump you right there. Now you got him where it binds. Take back your $1 and make him pay you. No harm, Sheriff, but the boy had you beat.
Where'd you learn that move?
Oh, I get around a little.
I'd say you got around a lot.
Maybe you ain't anxious to have me around, sir.
You stay out of trouble, there'll be no bother. I take it you're going to stay around at least long enough to pay Billy his $5.
Well, as I told you, I have no money. But now that I met Billy, I'd like to spend a little time.
Maybe I get you a job around here somewhere, Keo.
Well, not that I want to settle down that much, Billy. But if something comes up...
You can get him something at Tunnels. I understand he needs some extra help for bailing.
Now, that sounds real nice. Yes, sir.
How you feeling, Keo?
Look at them hands. I've been out tied over 60 bales of hay for Tunnel in the last 2 days. How do you keep from getting wore out, boy? I'm so tired I'm breathing from memory.
It'll be all right. You won't feel it another month.
Another month? Say, I'll be lucky if I'm able to last another 2 days. Hey, listen, Billy. Maybe I was talking too fast when I said I'd stay with you. I got me a job waiting for me over at Glen Springs, Colorado. It's night watchman on the R&M Railroad.
Oh, yeah?
If you'll loan me the money to get there, I'll send it back the first thing. Look. All the money I got to my name. 50 cents. I gotta have money, boy.
I just got $2 payday. Payday's 20 days off.
I gotta eat.
Well, Tunnel's going to feed you around here. I mean, it's not going to cost you anything.
Yeah, for work. Look, don't think that I don't appreciate it, boy, you getting me this job. But it's just that I can't last, I know. Get me a little rest.
Look, tomorrow's a half day, half work day. It's Saturday. Why don't you and me go on down to Lincoln and get a couple of beers and kind of cut up some? What do you say? Huh? Hey, Keo, you never did tell me much about my pa. When's the last time you seen him, Keo?
Thought you said the weather was good around here, Billy. How long can a man stand this cold?
Let's get one of Rum Farrell's drinks. That'll warm you up, boy.
Ain't a fit night out for man or beast. How long we been here, Billy?
I don't know.
It has been good seeing you again, Billito.
Yeah, I got my friend Patrick to thank for keeping me away.
If I was any colder, they'd hang me up for meat.
Why don't you have another drink, Keo?
That's what your pa always said. Once I'm in Dakota, he got me so swacked egging me on, it took me 2 days to get over it. Yeah, I can take a hint. I sure can take a hint. Hey, Ampero. Better watch this young fella with that daughter of yours. Come on, I'll buy you some.
I ain't getting rid of you tonight, am I, Keo? You go ahead, finish your work, me more. About time to head on home.
In this weather? I thought we was going to have another drink. Come on, tomorrow's Sunday. Me and you ain't men that work on Sunday. Just one more. Come on.
What are you doing?
Oh, I forgot. Your old buddy's out of fun.
Okay, one more round. It's on me. Hey, amigo. Rompero. You want to give me a beer, please? And a whiskey for my wild friend, eh?
Enseguida, señor.
Hey, Billy, did I ever tell you about the time Bill Antrim and me cleaned out a gambling saloon?
No.
Every cent they had in the house is $3,212. And we did it with honest cards, boy. Honest cards.
Hey.
Why don't you take your friend home, Billy? You don't know me nothing for the drink. It is all right.
Time to go home, Keo.
Well, I'll tell you, Billy boy, it's a rough night out and a long trip back, and I'm just a little drunk. Why can't we stay in town?
Our hotel's too much money for me.
Maybe we could just bunk down here somewhere.
No, they ain't got no room around here, Keo.
It's too cold. I just don't feel right, Leon.
There's always room for Billy. Hey, Papa?
See what I tell you.
Well, how much you charge us, amigo?
No. For our friend Billy, our house is used. If you use the storeroom, there are some blankets and some sacks for you here. You'll be our guest.
Now that's friendship. Real friendship.
Come on, let's go to bed.
Buenas noches, señor.
Buenas noches, senor.
Gracias, senor.
Sleep well, Billito.
One morning.
Hey, boy. Hey, wake up. Storm's over. I know you want to get back.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you woke me up, Keo. This stone floor's killing my back, boy.
Yeah, me too. Figured you want to get an early start.
Yeah. Hey, Keo. What's the matter? You ain't even opened your mouth the whole last hour. Something wrong?
Yeah, I got something bothering me, Billy. You go on the bunkhouse. I just want to sit here and think a few things out. I'll be in a couple of minutes.
All right. Well, what do you say? You told me a couple of minutes. Been nearly 20. Your coffee's almost boiled up.
I did a terrible thing last night, Billy. It's the reason I haven't spoken to you all morning. I'm all covered with guilt.
Yeah, about what?
I stole that out of Rompero's cash drawer while you was asleep.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, I guess I was. Guess I couldn't stand the temptation to see him put it away. That was it. Temptation, Billy. That old devil temptation forced me to do it. Now I can't go through with it. I've been outside trying to force myself to ride into town and put that money back. Maybe we could get it back before Rompero found out it was gone. But if they caught me, with my record, Garrett had put me in jail for 5 years. What'll I do, Billy?
Well, you gotta take it back.
Yeah, well, I was just worried if Rompero finds out it's gone, Garrett will be after the both of us. I don't want to get you into trouble, Billy.
Look, I'm in trouble already. You stole this from a friend of mine.
I'll take it back.
No, you stay here. I'll take it back. Rompero catches me or listen to me or think. I know Rompero. Why'd you steal it, Keogh?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just not built for this kind of work. Hands are sore. I just did it, Billy. I'll never forget you for this, Billy. Never.
All right, now you let me handle this.
I understand you two spent last night at Rompero's.
Kind of worried about that money, ain't you, Patrick?
Yeah.
Got it right here. I tell you what I did. I found his cash drawer open last night after he went to bed, so I couldn't get it locked. It was jammed or something, so I took it with me for safekeeping. And I forgot all about it until this morning, Patrick. Fact is, I was just heading back to Rompero's right now to give it back to him.
There was $300 in that cash drawer. You just handed me 60. Don't play games, Billy. Tell me what happened last night. Rita found Rompero's body this morning.
Rompero's body?
You didn't tell me you killed anybody. He dropped that money out of his pocket when we were cleaning out the bunkhouse. I warned him to take it back.
You tell him the truth, Keogh.
Is that why you befriended me, boy? Get me mixed up in a murder?
I didn't do this thing, Patrick.
And how'd you get that money? I'll testify against him, Sheriff. He told me he took it. You're just like your father. You're no good, Billy. No better than Bill Antrim. You're a cheap phony.
All right, don't stop. Search the bunkhouse for the rest of that money. Check the gear on the horses.
Believe me, Sheriff, I'm telling you
Shut
the
up,
truth.
Keogh. Now tell me what happened last night, Billy. Why did you and Keogh stay in town?
You don't have to say nothing, Garrett. Looks like the knife that killed Rompero. Bar knife for cutting lemon peel.
You know I wouldn't kill Rompero.
I'll just get in your saddle back.
Ask Keogh here.
You always was one to blame somebody else, weren't you, Billy?
That's enough, Wilson. We'll all ride into town.
You arrested me, Patrick?
If there's nothing more, I'll be leaving.
You believe in tundrels, but that's all you believe in, mister. You're coming back in at Lincoln as a witness. Now get on your horses. Let's get into town.
When I get out of here, I'm coming looking for you, Keogh, and I'll get out.
All right, Billy.
Why, Billy? Why did you do it? Papa, he was your friend.
I didn't do it, Rita. You know I didn't.
I want to believe you, Billy. But you were drinking.
Rita, go on. Go on, vámonos.
All right, fine.
You're a good friend, Patrick. I'll remember this.
Billy, I know you didn't kill Rompero, but I'm not a judge or a jury. I'm just a sheriff. The evidence what Keo has said gives me no choice.
When do I get a trial?
A couple of days, maybe. Judge Conrad ought to have us on a circuit by then.
You know what he thinks of me, Patrick? Conrad, he'll stay over here just to see me hanged. And if old Archie gets a chance to testify, that's about what I'll do, Patrick.
Down here. Write your deposition. I want the facts, all of them. And when you're through writing, you stay right here until I get back. That's an order.
Here's your deposition, Sheriff. All the facts, just like you asked.
All right, now don't you try to leave town until the trial's over, you understand? I'm one step out of town.
Oh, of course not, Sheriff. You know I'll cooperate. I've had enough trouble in my time. I don't want to go courting nothing here. No, sirree.
For a double shot of bourbon.
Where's your money? I thought throw a little credit, maybe.
Like I said, no credit.
Just a minute. But watch. It's worth a lot of money.
Well, I don't trust strangers.
Maybe give me a little work to do.
Ain't got no work. Now you just stay out of here, mister.
Sheriff, I want to know what's going on. I gotta eat. I gotta find a place to sleep. They need money to do it. Nobody in this town will give me credit or a job. I can't even sell them a watch.
Well, with your reputation, I can understand people not giving you credit or buying your goods.
Well, I gotta have money. You set the people in this town against me because that killer up there's a friend of yours. Put me in jail. I gotta eat. I can't stay out nights in the cold.
Sorry, can't let you use the jail. Violation of county law.
All right. All right. I just have to look out for myself.
Keo, you try anything. Like stealing food or breaking in any place or leaving town. You break one law in this town, I'm liable to shoot first and ask questions afterwards. It's against the law to have open fires in this town, Keo.
Night like this, I'll freeze.
I told you it's against the law.
You can't get away with this, Sheriff. You're trying to kill me.
The only thing I'm interested in is that you're here for Billy's trial. Just a couple of more days.
I can't last 2 days without food and shelter. Not in weather like this.
Well, look at that sky. It wouldn't surprise me to see it snow tonight.
was wondering when you'd get hungry enough.
Wish you'd let me in on it, Patrick. I could have slept better.
You talk too much.
Reckon I'll be more careful about picking my friends.
I doubt it.
No, I mean that, Patrick. Someday I might pick me up a friend and give me shot.
I hope not, Billy. I hope not.
Xin chào mọi người, đến với video hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn mọi người móc một chiếc búp bê Jimmy của BT21. Và nguyên liệu mình sử dụng là len màu trắng, màu vàng và kim móc 2.5mm nha. Trước tiên thì mình sẽ làm phần đầu của búp bê. Mình sẽ tạo một vòng tròn ma thuật. Ở vào vòng tròn ma thuật này thì mình sẽ móc 8 mũi móc đơn. Sau khi móc xong thì mình sẽ rút len. Sau đó móc mũi kết hàng. Tiếp theo lên hàng móc thứ hai, mình sẽ móc 8 mũi móc tăng. Mỗi một chân mũi thì mình sẽ móc 2 mũi móc đơn để tạo thành một mũi móc tăng. Sau khi móc xong thì mình sẽ móc mũi trượt để kết hàng. Tiếp theo là hàng móc thứ ba. Trước tiên mình móc một mũi móc đơn, sau đó là một mũi móc tăng. Mình sẽ lặp lại công thức một đơn một tăng ở hàng móc này. Cứ một mũi móc đơn thì mình sẽ móc một mũi móc tăng. Sau khi móc xong thì mình móc mũi kết hàng. Tiếp theo lên hàng móc thứ 3, hàng móc thứ 4. Trước tiên mình móc 2 mũi móc đơn. Sau đó móc 1 mũi móc tăng. Tiếp theo ở hàng móc này mình sẽ móc với công thức là 2 đơn 1 tăng. Cứ 2 mũi móc đơn thì mình sẽ móc 1 mũi móc tăng. Và chân mũi cuối cùng của mình là 1 mũi móc tăng. Sau khi móc xong mình móc mũi kết hàng. Như vậy là mình đã móc xong hàng móc thứ 4 rồi nha.